Hello and welcome out to the Death Battle cast. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle. I'm Ben, I play Wiz.
I'm Sam, I write some of them. This one, I wrote this one.
I'm Torrian, I animated this one.
Nice.
Chad.
Hey.
I'm back, and I play Boomstick.
And by this one, they're of course talking about Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder
Woman.
Thor versus Wonder Woman, which just came out a couple days ago, which is awesome. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go give it a watch because we are going to be talking about it on the show.
We're gonna be spoiling it.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Giant-ass pumpkin's
yeah.
excited. Look at him.
So we'll be talking about that later on in the show. Also, thank you to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this episode of the Death Battle cast. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on too. But first things first, we have to get to our community death battle this week.
Yeah, what'd you guys set last week while I was gone?
Torrian, do you know what it is? You weren't even here, but you know what it is.
We both were gone.
You literally... Okay. It's Jason versus Michael Myers.
Okay.
Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers.
Okay.
Classic Halloween stuff.
yeah, Halloween
rolling
battle.
in here.
Yeah.
Halloween duel. And as always, whenever we do a community death battle, we throw it to you guys, and you can let us know who you think wins and why by using the hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. So we've got a couple answers for both characters, I believe. So let's go ahead.
hope so.
Let's go ahead and
Otherwise,
bring those up and
it's gonna be
start
real
the
boring.
discussion. Start the debates.
All right. Sala Commander says, you thought last week's was one-sided? I consulted a friend of mine who is an expert on slasher films. Jason Voorhees is a nearly unkillable spirit of pure rage with superhuman strength, speed, and awareness. He is the king of slasher villains. White on white there. With a record kill count of 111 confirmed kills.
Well, really?
My God. Michael Myers is just a creepy guy in a William Shatner mask.
Super speed?
I mean, isn't Jason slow?
Well, in the game, they gave him
He
a
lumbers
teleport.
around.
He could just
Yeah, there's some
teleport
kind of
off screen.
teleport that he has. I know in the a recent reboot, I don't remember what year it came out, not the one that came out. They've rebooted this series a couple times now. But there was one that came out, I think, like 6 years ago or something like that, where you never see him really move really fast, but he will just appear wherever he needs to be. So I specifically remember one scene there, the teenagers were in some like house and there was a shed outside, like maybe 100 feet away. The scene was Jason was out in the woods beyond the shed and they were running away from him. They ran from the shed to the house. He's out in the woods. As the camera follows them to the house, they go inside, it tilts up, he's on the roof. He's just there.
So good.
Yeah, he's got some sort of special fancy abilities, but
Yeah.
Something
So
going
good.
I mean,
All right.
he's kind of like a Boo, where if you're looking at him, like he's not doing much. He's just chilling there. But then once you let your eyes off of him, he's fast as a muff.
Or what was it? Oh my God, why am I blanking on it? The famous Sherlock Holmes game. And the other guy, it was that game that was broken and you turn around
Watson?
and you would,
Oh, yeah.
Watson would just appear. It was creepy
The
Watson.
weeping angel effect
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one backing up Jason here. This is from the Lightning Luxury. Jason wins. He has a better
Luxray.
arsenal. Yeah, Luxury.
That's a Pokemon.
Luxray. Oh, Luxray. There you go. He has a better arsenal of weapons like axes, spears, throwing knives, and bear traps. Nice. Is able to phase and teleport. Has the ability to sense where his opponents/victims are from far away. Can swim as fast as a motorboat and stop speeding cars. Has the strength to crush a human skull and rip off body parts like tearing paper. And was able to hold his own against Freddy Krueger in Krueger's Nightmare World, where Krueger is super powerful. He was also turned into a robot, but we don't talk about Jason X. Yes, we talk about Jason X.
Jason X is by far my favorite.
Wait a
Jason
minute.
movie.
Yeah, because it's so bad, it's amazing.
Side note,
fantastic.
I forget who won that fight.
What?
One fight.
Jason and Freddy.
I never saw Jason vs. Freddy.
But it was left open and ambiguous, but I believe Freddy did.
No. Oh, no. I think you're right, because Jason came from the water with Freddy's head.
I can't remember. It's been.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can pull it up.
Jason, yeah.
Also,
So I don't know why people are hating on Jason X. It's so bad, it's amazing, and it has
I
the
don't even
best
think
scene
it's bad.
in like any like crappy horror.
I don't think it's bad
film.
either.
I love when they trap him on the holodeck.
most of the Jason movies are shitty movies that happen to pass because of camp.
Yeah.
Jason X, they were just like, all right, let's make a campy movie, and I think they executed it better.
Yeah,
like,
Oh man, So great. The girls are just
Like, it's a slasher movie in space. Like, what the fuck do you expect it to be?
Yeah. It's perfect.
It is. It's wonderful. All right, cool. So looking pretty good for Jason right now.
Although I
Yeah.
thought he didn't swim. I thought he just like walked across the bottom of whatever body of water he was going through.
I really wish they had a
still do.
reference for that
Can
one.
swim as fast as a motorboat.
Yeah, for some reason I thought he just like walked, like he was like, Skeleton style, where he's like,
I don't
swim.
know.
I just walked.
I don't know
in
what that's
the bottom of
from.
the water.
I haven't seen all the Jason. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Still good to know.
But yeah. Okay, let's check out what Michael Myers has.
All right. I don't know who this is from, but he says, "Don't think he'll win, just playing the devil's advocate."
Oh no, that's a great
Stirring
start.
argument. Yeah. Overall, they're pretty similarly matched in durability, both being unstoppable killing machines, so speed and strength shouldn't play as much of a deterring factor. Michael Myers is far more intelligent than Jason, though. It's very possible he could figure out a way to beat Jason eventually, who is almost always defeated by being outsmarted. Also, Myers has no known weaknesses, unlike Jason.
What's Jason's weaknesses? Water?
No, apparently he can swim like
Apparently not.
Oh.
I don't know what Jason's
The
weakness
vacuum
is.
of space did a decent job.
That did a pretty good job.
Vacuum of space.
Yeah.
And then we've got one from Awesome. Splurgaboniflog.
Yeah,
That's good enough.
Got it.
Yeah.
Good job.
All
Thank
right,
you.
we did it.
When using a composite Mike Myers, one would think that Mike Myers' most significant role when it comes to combat is Austin Powers. However, this is false, as both Shrek and the Cat in the Hat have demonstrated very impressive feats. Shrek can outrun Dragonfire and take on multiple knights at once. And the Cat in the Hat can pull seemingly any item out of thin air and regenerate almost instantly. I don't know why this Canadian icon of 90s comedy is facing off against Voorhees, but it's obvious Myers would win.
Yeah, the Shrek Cat hybrid combo, I definitely will agree with that.
Don't forget, he married an axe murderer and somehow came out alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Wait,
forgot
what?
about that.
Who married an ex murderer?
Literally, the name of the movie is So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I saw that on Showtime. God, I don't know, like a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly remember the plot. Besides,
axe murderer
He's married
part?
an axe murderer, and he has to deal with that.
He gets her haggis. I remember that. And then like they
Does
he
wacky
always
antics
does like
and shit?
weird poetry when he breaks up with a girl, and it starts woman, whoa, man. Anyway, slam poetry. That was a thing. Remember that? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mike Myers, the hybrid of all of his.
the hybrid Mike
hybrid
Myers.
Mike Myers.
Wait, so are we throwing like? Okay, we've got Jason.
Yep.
We've got Michael Myers. And then hybrid.
Mike Myers
Mike
with all
Myers,
the
the
characters.
actor.
Yes, with all the characters he's played. Yes.
But
Well,
he's
okay.
combined with Michael Myers, the slasher villain. What is happening?
No, he doesn't get to be combined with Mike Myers as a slasher villain. It's just it's a new combatant. A new challenger has arrived.
He's in an
Just a twist to
amalgamation
the
of his
fight.
characters. Like, he's an amalgamation of his characters.
We've had like 3 of these in a row now.
That means
have
he's
amalgamation
also
people.
equally as stupid as his characters, which
true.
in a lot of he's dumb enough to marry an axe murderer for one. Like,
Well, you don't know until they try and kill you.
I think Jason could fuck up a lot of his characters.
I
Yeah.
do think I'm gonna go with Jason, especially Jason X.
Yeah, God, now I'm just picturing he's just killing the Cat in the Hat. And like,
Yeah,
Shrek is just like,
I think Jason X wins because he's just Jason but with robot parts.
get out of my. Oh God, that was the worst.
I just
was
think,
gonna
like,
go, don't even worry about
Everything
What
like
was
the
that
cat.
shit? No.
that. That was
Doesn't
my
get out of my
swamp. I don't know why I
swamp
can't
thing,
do it
yeah.
right now.
I think everything
like
the cat
you
in
just
hat
gotta
like
check
does, Jason just kills him. Like the cat in hat changes something to be all goofy, just fucking stabs him. Cuts
I like-
it off.
I like-
He's just all business. He's
Yeah,
not
no.
about this cat in the hat
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but the Cat in the Hat apparently can regenerate and pull things out of his hat, so that might be pretty good.
But that doesn't stop Jason. He's just gonna keep killing him.
What you mean? You see, are you just picturing like a bunch of like thing 1 and things 2s? He's just throwing at him.
Nah,
endlessly getting
because the
murdered.
cat in the
by
hat's gonna do.
Jason?
He's gonna do wacky antics, and Jason's gonna hem him up every time and just cut him down.
I like how this has evolved into Jason Voorhees versus the Cat in the Hat.
On the original thing, I'm just gonna say Jason. Y'all are sidetracking too hard for me.
I think it's a
won.
debate as old as time.
How's that a
Cat in the Hat
sidetrack? The
versus
cat in the hat
Jason
is
Voorhees.
now in the fight.
Yeah,
and Shrek.
and Shrek,
And Austin Powers.
and technically Dr. Evil.
What?
He's
No one
played
said
by
anything
Michael
about that,
Myers
dude.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't say that. Now you did just add something.
Now I added something.
Yeah.
Yes. How dare I?
It's too much, Chad.
Okay. Sorry. Fine. Jason. Jason wins, obviously. That was pretty clear.
Was it? You brought the cat in the hat.
The guy did. The Look at Morgan's dog. Whatever his name was.
There's a cat he has a hat.
No, he has
There's-
crazy
there's
powers.
A fucking mass murderer. Like I get it. I don't. It's cartoon versus slasher, whatever. Jason, just go Jason. He actually kills people. He's got experience killing.
Killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
111 confirmed.
111.
Yeah,
I
that's a
wonder-
lot.
Is that just in movies, or is there some kind
How
of
many
book
times
or
has he
comic?
died? I mean, like clearly once to start with, and then he dies a few other times when he comes back. Right?
He dies in every movie, right?
Like he respawns, so like he's just I'm saying what I'm getting at is he's got a very impressive KDA.
so like, I was just gonna say, like, if he dies
has
in
a
every
great
movie
KDA.
and he kills 10 people in every movie, it means he got 1 death for every 10
I mean,
kills.
if you're assuming that the end when they beat him counts as a death, because I don't know if he ever actually dies after he's comes, up out of the lake the first time.
Blown up a few times, isn't he?
I haven't seen those in so
Maybe.
long.
It's
I
been
don't
a
know.
long time.
There was like
think
a
I've
weird.
seen one.
What was the thing with like the worm in the eye and like that's when they really get into the fact that like he's like tied to hell and like that's why he can keep coming
Yeah.
back. It was
I
strange.
totally forgot about
Well, I think
that.
you would like
Yeah.
kill him. Wouldn't you have to like exorcise the lake or something like that? Like you'd have to get an exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just kill him outright. There's something more that you have to do.
Was Jason X technically the last movie in the whole franchise?
In the original franchise, I believe so.
In the timeline, like
In the timeline, that's what I think. So at the end, like no matter what, he's
Isn't
just floating
Freddy-
through
Taking
space.
him at his strongest at the end of his
Isn't
timeline.
Freddy versus Jason after Jason?
He's also got all the robot parts.
I think it is.
What?
Yeah. But we're saying at the end of the timeline for Jason, eventually he makes it into space.
in chronological
they-
order.
Yeah.
Jason
And becomes
X
a
is the
robot.
final one.
Right.
Oh, I thought they like tied that in with like part of his story to Jason versus Freddy thing.
There's one part
Whatever.
where he knocks a guy under this big corkscrew and the guy slides all the way down and spins it
Didn't
around.
we show him
And
this
then-
on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already showed.
We talked about it in the office. Yeah, and then the guy goes, he's screwed.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie. By
It
far the
really
best
is.
one, yeah.
Like that director doesn't get enough credit.
All right, so are we all in favor of Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna switch my
is
answer to Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat.
3 Jasons, 1 Cat in the Hat.
0 Michael Myers.
Well, I think Cat counts for 1.
All right, Mike. That's what becomes of our slasher. Death battle.
Imagine
Yep.
a Cat in the Hat being a slasher. Fucking villain. Should be
hey.
so stupid.
Speaking of blades,
Slashing those hairs off.
we're slashing prices and facial hair with Dollar Shave Club.
There you go. That's
Prices.
good.
All right, thank you. I redeemed myself for that horrible first one.
Yeah, that was.
All right. But I've got a curveball for you. Because, all right, by now you guys know, they've sponsored us a bunch, and we very much appreciate it. Dollar Shave Club has great razors for just a few bucks. But did you know that they also have a bunch of other products for pretty much everything else? Body wash, shampoo, hair gel, lip balm, you name it. They've got a ton of stuff. And so if you're like me, I'm not the biggest fan of going out shopping. I know Sam's the same way. I don't like going to the store. There's a bunch of people around. It takes forever. And like, if you ever want to like have a question about a product, nobody knows. Like, you just gotta wing it, right? And like, so with Dollar Shave Club, they make it easy and convenient for you to upgrade your shave and your bathroom by delivering you just what you need right to your door. And it's just like their razors. The other products are super high quality. So if you're like me and don't want to deal with going to the store, now's the time to try Dollar Shave Club. For a limited time, DSC is offering their starter set for new members for just $5. You'll get their exclusive razor and 3 trial-sized versions of their most popular products that help you stay fresh and clean. Your first box will contain their shave butter, which we've talked about a lot here, their body wash, and 1 wipe, Charlie's butt wipes, because that's very important. Keeps you clean down there.
Gotta keep your butt clean.
Uh-huh.
Butt wipes.
Yeah, dude. Have you not been to that world? It's way above toilet paper. Anyway,
Such high praise.
it is. And of course, you're also getting that executive razor, which includes a weighty handle and a full set of cartridges. After your first box, replacement cartridges are sent for only just a few bucks a month. This offer is exclusively available at dollarshaveclub.com/cast. So don't wait. Go check it out for yourself. Get yourself all nice and clean. Covering like the whole body now. It's great. So again,
wipes.
that is dollarshaveclub.com/cast. From cheek to cheek.
With, oh.
Okay, I got it.
Get it?
I
Yeah.
got it. Got it.
Yeah,
All
see?
right.
'Cause
Cool.
In your cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dollar Shave Club. All right. So let's chat a bit about the death battle that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor versus Wonder Woman. Oh, and
Yeah, we gotta keep going.
so
It was, so Thor versus Wonder Woman. I wrote it. You animated it. We're done.
We are
Oh, Lord, thank you. Oh, that was a tough one to do. There was too much. Like I talked about a little last week. Like Wonder Woman alone has like 7,000 comics.
7,000.
It was just such a big undertaking, and this one took a lot of time. And yeah, mad research. It's super.
This is
good
Sam
to have it
Explains
done.
Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Well, it's super,
Mad
like-
research, brah. Like,
It was so, and also this was like 6 weeks ago for me. I finished, I think. So like it's a little not fresh, but still, it was so hard. This one was really just so difficult.
There was a lot going on. I mean, Wonder Woman, like with all of our DC characters, all the DC characters we research, we kind of trim out all that pre-crisis stuff because things are way different back then, but we still got to look into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Especially in regards to something I didn't know about Wonder Woman was when she takes off the bracelets, she gains power.
Which is a very new thing.
I was just about to say,
that was
it's
New 52
fairly recent.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not though, because we were looking into it saying, well, in post-crisis, this wasn't really a thing. In New 52, she takes them off and she's got extra power. Where does this come from? Is this just a brand new thing? Like, could post-crisis really do this? And we just don't know about it. So we were looking into it. No, it doesn't look like it was a thing in post-crisis, but in pre-crisis, when she was first put, on paper, the bracelets were actually meant to withhold her power, because if she took them off, she would go into kind of a blood rage and become angry and super powerful, and nobody could control her.
Sure.
this is like a cool nod to way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nod, except it's no longer suppressing her own control.
Right.
Because they're called bracelets of submission because of that.
They're
Because
called
they
bracelets of
submitted-
submission because the guy who wrote Wonder Woman was really into BDSM.
Well, sure, but that's
An
how
interesting character, yeah.
that's how he tied it in to the story of
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
He did. He tied it in.
Yeah, I know. Get it?
He also helped create the lithograph. More so his wife, actually. But
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
He
kind of
holds-
theorizes why
TIL.
the lasso of truth is the lasso of truth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
That would be like God. I just feel like the lasso of truth is such a just awful weapon to have. Like, I'm sorry, awful weapon to go up against. Because like you don't
no
know.
doubt. No doubt.
She could ask you anything. Like part of your strategy to defeating your foes, like you could just sling that on a superhero or supervillain and just be like, "What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?" And then they're gonna have to say it. And like maybe you could shame a villain just out of the game.
Or you can
they just have to be touching it too.
or you can
Yeah,
ask them their
you don't
weakness.
have to tie him up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask him their weakness. You can do a lot. And it's funny because now it has a lot of other abilities. Like it lets people, whoever's holding it, like if they don't speak the same language, like if they're both holding it, they can communicate. Like it does a bunch more stuff these days, especially in New
Pretty sick.
52.
Here,
And
hold this
also,
rope.
Yep.
Oh, now I
they-
can speak your language.
Ah,
Get out of here.
They also
Leave.
know each other's like they can see each other like their heart kind of and like see how pure the person is. Like her Batman and Superman do it, and then Batman and Superman are like, "Oh shit, she's way good than we are. She's way gooder. She is so much better than us." So like, that's actually one of the reasons they don't like when she shows up in New 52. Batman and Superman are like, "Oh shit, she might be a problem," and then she's like, "Touch the fucking lasso," and they're just like, "Oh shit, she's a better person than we are." She has to worry
Damn,
about
that
us
heart
now.
is
Like,
pure. I mean, she's
yeah.
definitely gonna be a way better person than Batman.
Yeah, no doubt.
Although
It's funny because it even makes you not just like tell the truth, but it makes you say what you're thinking. So there's this funny bit in the JLA, I think it's from a JLA comic, where like Green Lantern accidentally, like they're all in combat and like Batman is of course leading the Justice League and stuff, and then he says like, "Hey, Green Lantern, go over there." And he's like, "Oh, but I want to go over here because then everybody will see me fight and I'll get more credit for it." And then like everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Oh shit, I was touching their lasso." And Batman, it's funny because it's like in a fight and there's one line where like just the box is just Batman laughing. He's like, "Ha ha ha!" It's like because Batman never laughs. It's just funny. And then they also do the thing where when they first meet too, Batman's holding it and she's like, "What's your name?" And he just goes, "Batman."
That's awesome. Man, they love doing
Clark,
that.
Clark looks at him. He's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yes." It's funny. yeah.
They love giving Batman those like ultimate badass moments.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
where he gets to say Batman instead of Bruce Wayne for what his real name is.
yeah. Well, I mean,
It's
that
funny.
is who he is.
Yeah, and his character is written very well throughout, like especially Bruce Wayne feeling that strongly is written super well throughout like so many different things. Like the Frank Miller Batmans are like that. Like every iteration of him is like that, which is really cool. I think Batman is probably like one of the best written comic book characters.
That goes back to the DC versus Marvel thing, whereas with Marvel, the costume hero is the secret identity. But for DC, typically, the costume hero is the real identity, and then the public identity is the secret one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not really who they are in real life. They put on a persona for that. Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne, Clark Kent are obvious examples of that.
Yeah. But and it's weird because Batman's the only one that isn't like Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman. Superman is Superman. Bruce Wayne had to become Batman, yet he still identifies as it. So it's just it's more interesting.
Because on that day he became Batman.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne
yeah.
died.
But enough about Batman.
And then and then of course we got Thor. And also we mentioned this in the commentary, but this is our first, I believe, battle of both returning combatants.
Yes.
Fighting up against a million years ago.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman fought Rogue.
Oh my
the
God.
X-Men.
Yeah, so one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring these guys back is because it's been a long time since we've had them. Rogue versus Wonder Woman was the 3rd episode
Yep.
of Death Battle ever.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't know what the fuck we were doing back then. Like, it was kind of a messy, like, gotta get the episode done in 2 weeks or less, kind of scenario. You do it by yourself, go. So we weren't really able to show off everything about Wonder Woman that we wanted to, like explain about her weapons and talk about her history more. And especially since then, New 52 kicked off and a lot of new stuff has come up with Wonder Woman that I figured it'd
yeah.
be great to explore Wonder Woman again.
Yeah, they're still telling her rebirth arc right now. Like it's still ongoing.
Because New
Yeah.
52 kind of mucked everything up.
It got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they
Weird,
they
but
got
cooler
strange.
though.
Yeah, well, they're
In some ways.
fixing-
Oh,
Look,
there it is.
Brian brought it up.
Oh my God.
Look at Ben's awesome animation.
My
Look at that.
third animation ever.
I didn't realize this was the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
It's really funny because we can talk about the next fight a little bit. They know what it is.
Naruto versus
Yeah,
Ichigo?
yeah. But we
A
saw
surprise.
an early cut. Yeah. We saw an early cut of just some of the stuff Jets is doing to animate it.
Oh my God.
And in comparison, it's just like, holy shit! Like Jets is like
Thanks,
Jets
guys.
is new thing. Okay, you know it. But
You suck, Ben.
I know.
Jets is just
he's like
crushing
sitting next to
it.
me, making me look bad.
How
Was
dare
this-
you
was
write,
this still
research, voice,
premiere?
and animate a death battle in 2 weeks?
No, this was before I moved into After Effects and some elements of Flash. The first, I think, 5 episodes were all done in Final Cut.
Oh
Hey, look,
yeah, of
yo,
course. It
I'm
was
gonna
just
be-
Pure
back then.
keyframe.
I'm gonna be real with you.
That's why it gets all blurry and stuff sometimes.
I'm gonna be real with you. This is impressive.
Aw,
You
thanks.
did it in 2 weeks?
I did this in a week.
You
Like
did this in a
I had to
week?
write and research everything in 1 week and then do the fight animation
You didn't
in the
have
second
shit
week.
else going on.
With no experience in Flash or anything like that.
Yeah.
And also I was in college at the time. It was kind of
Oh man!
a nightmare.
I've said this before on a panel, but I will never forget how proud Ben was when he did his very first pilot for what Death Battle would be, and you made the Samus roll. It was Samus rolled, and then you did the perspective switch.
The moment I was really proud of was the screw attack whenever she attacks Boba Fett in the air.
Yes.
Because I had like
Yeah.
depth perception going on.
Yeah, it was the switch.
Oh,
It was
in
the perspective
background,
switch.
The,
Yeah, yeah.
The depth of field changes as she comes up closer. Oh my God,
You know,
guys, I
you
can
were doing
animate.
in Final Cut, which seems like a terribly inefficient way to do it. I'm sure it's just that was what you knew at the time, but still.
Actually, it wasn't so inefficient just because of the way Final Cut's keyframing worked.
Yeah.
You could literally just draw the keyframes and then bend them, and it would create the curves and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
You
I
could change the
remember
speed of
that.
it too just by moving dots around on screen. It was pretty. It wasn't too hard, which is why I figured I would be able to do
Oh, I would take that back then.
it. Was still time consuming as hell,
Yeah.
but it's not like it was super complicated.
Anyways,
At least in terms of animation, like as far as animation goes, like with what you're doing, with what Lewis is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway, yeah, onto that.
Thor.
Oh my God, I tweeted about it.
Still
today.
impressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
look!
is. That's when they had health bars.
Oh my God. Yeah, that went away
Oh
quick.
yeah.
I forgot about the health bars.
That
Good.
wasn't a great idea.
There it is.
This is my
There's the
shot. This is my favorite shot.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah,
Rack
and then
focus.
Oh, got him.
Yes, Thor.
You know, when I
Like you were
remade
saying.
this video,
Cool.
I watched this video a lot,
And
and I was like,
Sorry, Sam.
how am I gonna redo? What's going on?
Are
how
you
you
gonna
gonna
make something
top
better
that?
than this?
How am I gonna make something?
There it is. This is the role that I was talking about too, because I remember we were laughing about it, because you were like, watch.
I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I really wanted us to bring back Wonder Woman and kind of explore what was new about her and really kind of show off what I couldn't have shown off back then.
Yep.
And then Thor is the same thing. I think Thor was episode 18, 17?
It was really.
It was really early on. It was the second animation ever done by an animator other than myself.
one of my
Who
favorite
did it?
deaths.
That was Lang.
Lang. Okay.
Jordan Lang. He started with Zelda versus Peach, and then I think Thor versus Raiden was his first one. And Thor versus Raiden was, I think, our most one-sided episode ever.
Probably is.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
it was ridiculous.
Well, yeah, Thor is like legit a god, and Raiden is just kind of.
Well, he was like an elder god, but then like he lost his power, and like, but still, like,
Yeah,
it's
he's
You guys put
whole
like,
nother
Thor
level.
against a human, pretty much.
like even in
To an
Mortal
extent,
Kombat,
yeah.
it's like people like Liu Kang are given a run for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the Mortal Kombat people are really strong, as we've shown in a lot of our death battles with them against like Street Fighter and stuff, because they win a lot of death battles, surprisingly, even when we don't expect them to. Like
In the
something comes
realm
up.
of,
But when you put him up
especially-
against Marvel,
yeah, in the realm of like not superheroes, like fighting game characters and that kind of stuff, they're incredibly strong.
But then you put him up against somebody like Thor,
Yeah.
who can break a moon apart with his bare hands.
Yeah,
It's not going to work out so well. So again, we have Thor in a death battle, and I'm sitting here, 5 years later, thinking, man, we really didn't get to show off much about Thor.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back and talk about him more. And of course, Marvel's had
Yeah.
the what was it, the Secret Invasion or whatever that rebooted some things, and now he's got like the axe.
Ryan wants to say Secret Wars, but
Secret
yeah.
Wars, yeah. Like there's all sorts of things that have happened to Thor since then as well. Of course, we didn't exactly analyze him as Odinson, which is what he's going by now,
No.
because that's not really the Thor that you think of when you think of Thor. That's not him at his
Well,
best.
Right.
he doesn't call himself Thor. He calls
Yeah,
himself
yeah.
Odin.
It's literally not Thor.
It's not Thor. And the current Thor is Jane Foster, which wouldn't really be fair to use either, because she's still like learning how to do Thor stuff. So it's like, why would we do that?
yeah. So classic Thor versus
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Well,
Yeah.
this is the matchup that I think more people wanted anyway.
Oh, of course.
yeah, definitely.
And I mean, it just wouldn't be.
Although Jane Foster
None of the
Thor
other
would be
ones.
fun to bring into a death battle at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great about like the many Thors. Like they're really funny. One of
We should do a Thor battle royale.
we should
That'd
do a
be fun.
Thor battle royale. There's so many. My favorite is that panel we came across with Dino Thor.
Dino Thor.
There's a dinosaur Thor in an alternate universe.
You mean Beta Ray Bill?
No.
No,
'Cause
that's
he looks totally like a dinosaur.
Beta Ray
person.
Bill is like the dino horse.
Horse.
Thor.
Yeah, that's Thor's.
Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Beta Ray Bill isn't like he's just.
He looks kind of like.
Which one is the
he looks like a
frog?
horse
Man.
man.
Yeah.
The frog is.
This is like
the,
huge
the
dinosaur.
frog one is really funny because I can't remember his name, but the idea of the frog is that he's actually a human being. He was like a football player, and he got an injury, and he like went to a witch or something to try to get his injury fixed, and the witch turned him into a frog, and then, but conveniently, while he was a frog living with a bunch of other frogs, Thor showed up, who was also turned into a frog. So Thor frog and football frog help each other out, and then Thor frog eventually turns back into Thor and is like, yo, that football, or that one frog who was a football player once, he was a cool guy. So I'm gonna take like a sliver off of Mjolnir, build like a mini Mjolnir out of it, and give it to him.
What?
And that's Thor frog.
Does he have all the same powers as
Yeah.
Thor? As a frog?
Yeah, he's
much,
just a
yeah.
frog. He never got turned back into a human
It's
as far
just
as I
one.
know.
Oh, no!
Yeah. He's just in like one what if issue or something like that. Yeah, but
I don't know where he is, like what
there's a
kind of comics
bunch of
he's in,
silly Thor
Yeah.
stuff.
But Dino Thor is awesome. Like he looks badass, and
mean,
he's
yes.
got the whole hammer and the
I think he was
armor.
only there for like one panel.
I don't
Literally.
know what Dino Thor you're
I don't know
talking
what
about.
Dino Thor is.
It's like a,
It's in,
there's a, what is that island called?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Island? Spider
Is
Island?
it Spider Island? I think
Spider
it is.
There's,
Yeah.
I think it's like an alternate version of Spider Island. The Spider Queen was killed, and so a new ruler or whatever had to be named, and they named Dino Thor. Oh no, Dino Thor came to
help.
name Peter Parker the new king of the island, or something like that.
So is it
That's
kind of
weird.
like a Green Lantern thing? There's like multiple
There's like just a shitload of
Green
them.
Lantern.
Well, I mean, all the Thors are alternate universe
Oh, okay.
characters.
Well, except for Beta Ray
Thor,
Bill
except for Thor's and
The frog.
the frog.
and Beta Ray Bill.
Well, Beta Ray Bill is Thor's to me.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's got. I mean, he's not. I don't. He's not. He doesn't look anything like a horse.
looks like a
He
horse.
looks like a raptor.
A raptor?
Looks
Yeah.
totally like a horse.
Can we have a picture of Beta Ray Bill?
Thor's.
Or it's not Thor.
And that is Wonder Woman versus Thor. I hope you found this enlightening.
And now this is Ben versus Sam. What is?
Yeah.
What does Beta Ray
What
Bill
is
look
Thor?
like?
Beta Ray Bill
Versus
looks
cam-
like
Can we get the versus
it looks
camera?
like a horse. I swear to God.
Can we get the versus camera?
It's not exactly like a horse.
You're
It's
gonna
got
put
a
it up
weird,
on your phone so
like,
we all
mouth.
can't see it?
Yeah, he's got
All right,
like
Torian,
a.
we're gonna have to
like
settle
a
this. It's
raptor.
been a long time since I've seen Beta Ray Bill.
But
Baby-
anyways,
okay.
it was interesting because, like we said, both characters aren't finished with the current like retellings of their stories. So it was an interesting one, but they also have so much just badass shit they've done over the years. So
There we go.
yeah,
That is totally a horse.
Yeah, it looks like a horse.
he's got
Especially from a
teeth
side
like
view.
a raptor.
Yeah.
Side view.
That totally looks like
Dude,
a
that is a horse.
That's a horse.
That kind
You
of.
could
but
swap
that's
that out
more-
with Sarah Jessica Parker right now.
What?
Wow.
Because she looks like a fucking horse, B.
There's a website.
Oh my God.
Sarah Jessica Parker
she
looks like
does look like a horse.
Yeah, dude.
You can go
Oh God! Why haven't I
to go to
noticed
Sarah
this
Jessica
before?
Parker looks like a horse.com.
Oh no! Why haven't
We're
I
gonna educate
noticed
the
this
people.
before?
Watch this. It's the longest URL on the planet, but it's real. It's Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse.com.
Why?
Oh my! I'm just remembering her profiles.
No,
Yeah, well,
it's great.
also-
You'll see, because then they put her side
Oh,
by side with them.
God.
It's awesome.
She's in Horse in a
I'm
City
derailing this episode.
for ages.
Oh no!
So I think we can all agree that
Oh,
Beta Ray
attracted
Bill is
to
a
a
horse.
horse.
Hold on.
Oh no! See? Oh God!
Just wait until you get to the laughing one.
Oh no!
So,
I don't.
Oh,
hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on.
yeah, she does.
That was pretty good.
She looks like a horse. Chat that was pretty.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, she looked like a horse. Yeah,
I can't tell which one is which. I can't tell. Which one is the horse? Do I ride the one on the left?
Oh no, Torrian.
I'm sure you
Torrian.
would.
Oh
I'm sure
my
you would.
God.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the horse.
Yeah, so you know,
On like stage left.
lady looked like a horse,
Okay.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's great.
which does not look like Beta Ray Bill. Just saying. He's got a lot of teeth.
I'm going with.
Horse got.
He's just the color of a raptor.
Yeah,
So-
but
I'll
they're
give
like
him that.
flat.
but-
His are sharp.
Question. The important question is, does Beta Ray Bill look like Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yes.
Only
Yes.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would feed her hay.
It's funny
off
because
reaction.
in the new Thor stuff or in the new Odin Son stuff, Beta Ray Bill still has his hammer, which is essentially just Mjolnir, but like it's different.
Well, it's a different hammer.
Yeah.
got
Oh, it's
the
like a
same
cool
power,
axe.
but-
Yeah,
hammer?
it's pretty much the exact same. It's just his, because he was such a badass that Odin was like, "Damn, you're cool, dog. Here's your own." Like,
Yeah.
like that's pretty much all that happened. He was just really fucking sweet.
Oh my God.
God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This is perfect. She just needs the cape.
Hey, if they're ever bringing him into the MCU, there we go.
She just needs the cape. Like
She just needs.
she needs the
Well,
cape
and the hammer.
and the hammer and the helmet, and it would be like a mirror. Man, she looks like a horse for real.
Oh my
Yeah, dude.
God.
Jesus Christ. She looks like
my
BoJack
God.
Horseman.
Oh my God.
I've been waiting for them to put her into BoJack Horseman as a horse. I think it would just be really funny. Like, and she might as well
That'd be a
embrace
pretty
it.
funny joke.
Yeah. Anyways, fight was a lot of fun. You animated. You want to talk about that? You did some stuff on a computer.
That's pretty. You pretty much summed it up.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
that's what
perfect.
I did. I
Moving
wrote some
on.
stuff on a computer. You wiggled your mouse.
Yeah, I did some stuff on the computer.
I used the keyboard. You used the mouse.
I used the mouse and the keyboard.
Oh snap!
I thought it came out great, man.
Doubling down.
Well, we can talk a
good
little
job.
bit about, planning the fight and what you guys wanted to show. Because
Yes.
I remember when you first wrote the script, you were telling me you wanted them to just be blowing up all sorts of planets and like causing all sorts of
I kind of
destruction.
wanted it to start like the very first blow just to destroy Earth because I thought it'd be funny like just like get the point across that like every single time either one of these people does anything in 99% of the comics they're drastically holding back like
Yeah.
all the time. So I felt like that would kind of be the right way to start
started-
it.
started the fight.
Even though
Plan
they are
done.
capable of that, though, and the flow of just battle, it wouldn't come across right.
Yeah, and well, Wonder Woman
Well, the rest of the
purposely.
fight would feel very anticlimactic.
Right.
It starts with a giant planet exploding, then it just kind of keeps going from there.
Wonder Woman always wants her opponent to underestimate her too. That's like kind of her
Right.
go-to.
And she also just wants to like fight. Like she wants to fight. Like she
Yeah,
wants to
yeah.
get into like fisticuffs and see
Yeah.
what you got.
Yeah.
Both
And
of them
then
do to a certain extent.
you said Thor as well? Yeah, for sure. And that's
They're
kind of really
warrior people.
that's kind of really how I approached it, right? They both just want to like fight each other. I mean, the fight starts off not even really with like a misunderstanding. It's kind of like, hey, I showed up on your planet. Don't worry about it. You go about your business. And
Or as Sam's original script was, "'Tis I, bitch."
yes.
His eyes.
And like Wonder Woman's like, haha, I'm about to beat your ass. I'm just-
Well, we also had a lot of stuff like some of the original dialogue was because Wonder Woman does know her like the DC world version of Thor. the actual like, which is much closer to the Norse mythology, like Thor. And so like it's kind of confusing. And technically they've met each other in crossover comics that are like semi-canonical. So like it's like
Technically, the crossover comic is still canon to DC, but not
not
Marvel.
Marvel.
It's something
I
like
believe
that.
that's how it works. Yeah.
It's
How does
kind of
that-
strange.
How does that work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Marvel's like, that didn't really happen.
Marvel's like, yeah, we probably, no, let's not worry about that. DC's like,
DC's
it's
like,
official just to fuck with Marvel.
So
but
other than that, yeah,
that
it's
didn't.
cool.
That wasn't like a factor in deciding the victory.
Oh,
kind of
for
thing,
sure.
'cause that's so vague and weird in terms of like.
but
whether
it
or not
was
it's canon.
in that crossover though, Wonder Woman is able to pick up Mjolnir, which we thought about for a while, but then we figured like that would be the point. We always try to never, well, we don't try. We just never write fan fiction, and
Yeah.
like that would have crossed the line for us. Been like we would be making that decision kind of blindly, even though it is like DC says she can, but it's a Marvel item, so it's
Sure.
It's our,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but she's
instead-
never actually used it in combat. We don't know
No,
what it would
no,
be like
no.
if she actually wielded
Yeah.
Mjolnir. She picks it up in the comic, is like, oh, this is fucking rad. And then Storm shows up, is like, I want to fight you, and she decides not to fight with Mjolnir, so she drops it.
Well, I think they need an excuse because that was the comic book where they had fans vote for who would win the fights.
Yeah.
And they,
it
but the
Malcolm?
comic,
Storm beats
I believe
her.
before the comic before that though, they had already had her find Thor's hammer because they were like that would be fucking sweet, and it is fucking sweet. And then the fans were like, no, Storm beats Wonder Woman. They're like, there's no way we can say that Storm beats like a Mjolnir-wielding Wonder Woman. We've got to make some excuses fast. Like, so I think
just
that's what
imagine
happened.
the writers setting this up like, oh god, it's gonna be awesome. Storm's gonna show up. She's got a hammer that gives her lightning powers. It's gonna be so cool. And then the fans vote for Storm, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah,
all our
'cause
plans are out the window.
She has, and then like the next comic starts, and she's like, "Let's fight," and then Wonder Woman's like, "It wouldn't be fair," and she drops the hammer, and I'm just like, "God damn it!" Like,
It wouldn't be fair.
bitch's ass so good, and then
Which is
threw it
true.
away. Like,
But
That's not
Yeah.
fair on its own.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Wonder
and
Woman
then
would kick
she
the
gets
shit out of
zapped by
Storm.
lightning once, and she's like, "No." It's like, but in like way more recent, in a multiple occurrences in DC, like Wonder Woman has been hit by the lightning of
She
other
wields
gods.
lightning.
Yeah.
Like,
And that kind of shit, and
Yeah.
she's just been like, "No, I'm good. Like, I'm gravy. Like, it's okay." So
Well, that's why I love that instead of having her, pick up Mjolnir, I love that we included that loophole that some characters have done, like Hulk, where you grab him by the wrist and then use it to.
yeah, there are some, and that's because like I hate items like Mjolnir because different writers have like a different idea of how it works, and so sometimes they play funny and sometimes they don't. So yeah,
Comic
it's
books
annoying.
always have
Yeah,
problems
I mean
like
it's
that.
comic books. Like that's it's
Powers
always
are like that too with so many characters.
inconsistencies. Like the hammer has inconsistencies for sure.
Well,
But
Thor himself has inconsistencies about like whether or not he can fly, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah,
he can kind of
yeah.
fly, sometimes he absolutely
Throws his
can't.
hammer and holds on for dear life.
Yeah, that's kind of the happy medium that most people just assume or like
Have decided
lock
on.
down. This is how it works.
Yeah.
But there are some comics where he's just kind of like floating around, like he doesn't really need it, even though the hammer's there. So
Yeah.
it can be kind of assumed like, well, the hammer's still there, so it's giving him.
Yeah, well, there's
light,
there's
but,
like
it's
instances to
weird.
where I've seen him throw the hammer, yet he's still floating in the air. Like,
Yeah, well, he can clearly just sit there in the air and like do stuff in the air, but whether or not he can fly like a jet,
sure.
he seems to need the hammer 100% of the time.
So he can just like float around. He can glide.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
glide.
walk in the air, kind of like
Glide.
Ichigo will in the upcoming death battle.
bum, bum, ba-da-da.
Little plug.
Your finger guns? What? You double?
This
Hey,
is my
finger guns.
plug motion.
That's his anime. hands.
Shameless plug. Anime hand. Anime
Why not
hand.
like you're
Yeah.
plugging electrical outlets?
Oh,
together, like-
oh, actually, that brings up a good point.
Stop doing it.
What are you gonna do?
No.
Oh,
This
sorry.
reminds me, I did see some people asking, why are we putting Ichigo against Naruto and not Yusuke? Get it?
Yep, there you go.
Spirit gun?
You did have a point. Good
yeah.
job.
So I agree that Ichigo versus Yusuke is a great idea for a matchup. But this is the one that was most requested.
By a substantial margin.
A huge amount. Naruto versus Ichigo, Naruto versus Luffy. Those are the two big anime fights that people want to see.
I would have
here's one
thought
of
they
them.
would have wanted like Naruto versus like somebody in Dragon Ball Z.
We've
They
seen
seem
some. There's
so
some suggestions,
different
but like,
though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
like the number one.
There's all sorts of Dragon
Ninja
Ball
wizards,
requests.
alien fighters.
I don't know how Naruto would stack up to Dragon Ball. We'll see.
Ninja wizards.
We'll see. Naruto is actually there's a lot more going on with Naruto than I thought there was with his crazy
Yeah.
powers and stuff. So
and Nick and Gerardo are working on this
yeah,
one.
we'll be covering that in the next couple weeks leading up to the big
Reveal.
fight. It's our penultimate episode this year, I think.
Yes. Yes,
it?
it is. Yeah.
No, it's our second to penultimate.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's 3 more episodes this year before going on to.
Oh
the next.
yeah. It's my next one that is,
Yes.
which I can't say. Yeah.
Secret one.
Stirring.
It's real secret.
All right.
Sauce.
I think now's a good time to come up with a community death battle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat versus somebody.
Sheep in a Jeep? I don't know. Like what?
Sheep in a Jeep.
Let's not do either of those because they're bad ideas. Should we do more Halloweeny stuff? I mean, it is still
Oh, yeah,
October.
we can do more Halloween. Let's do vampire
yeah.
fight.
We've
Yeah,
done that.
okay.
Kind
have
of
we?
recently.
We could do.
We did Alucard versus, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, we
Was it
did. We
Alucard?
did.
Oh.
Vampire fight. That's why we didn't do it last.
Let's do
week,
Vampire
right?
Slayer fight.
Between
Like
who?
Buffy?
Buffy versus Trevor Belmont.
Trevor Belmont.
That's pretty
Simon
good.
Belmont. Trevor.
Which one has
Either-
more feats? I would assume Simon.
I think they both
Yeah,
have
probably.
2, Ben.
Let's do this.
Simon.
Let's do this, right? Buffy, I know is ridiculous, right? I know
Yeah.
Buffy is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Let's just do her versus the entire Belmont family who don't become Dracula.
I feel like that might be a little unfair.
Versus the Belmont clan that do not become Dracula.
Yeah, we got what?
See.
So that's just Trevor, Simon, and that's just them 2. It's just 2.
Is it?
I don't know.
There's one other one who's a blacksmith, but he's not gonna. Right?
I'm just gonna
pretty sure there's a
simplify it. Let's do
blacksmith
Buffy versus Simon.
Simon
Yeah.
Belmont? Is he the main
I
one?
think that's good. Yeah,
We get
Yeah.
that requested a lot.
I have seen that request before.
Okay.
Let's do that. Buffy versus Simon Belmont. You can let us know who
Got
you
a
think
hunch
wins.
on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a hunch.
Okay. I mean, you can let us know who you think wins using the hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. Hit us up with that, and we will discuss it next episode of Death Battle Cast.
I've never watched much of Buffy. I've only seen the one episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the
Dude,
first
it's great.
episode?
I've only seen the one when they get their voices taken by these alien guys.
Yeah.
The dialogue's really fun. Like,
No.
enjoy it. You should watch it.
I don't know. I like turned it on. Like my sister used to watch it, and I was
If
like,
you
"This is
like
awful."
Joss Whedon,
Put
you'll
Xena
like
on.
it.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Okay.
It's just like
It's-
powerhouse Whedon the whole time.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll cover that next episode. Thanks for watching again. Oh my God.
Yes!
There you go.
We did
There
it.
we go.
We did it.
Marvel
Very accurate.
Studios.
Thank you, if that was
We
Tyler.
did it.
I assume it was.
The best part about this picture is that you guys
That was wonderful.
photoshopped it on a toy.
I hear there's a Hulk trilogy coming up. Hulk fights Thor in Planet
my
Hulk. We can
God.
have.
Oh my
Look
god.
at her
We can have it.
stupid fucking face. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, Torian.
She looks like a horse. She
Okay,
looks
thanks
like
for watching. We'll see you next week.
BoJack Horseman's
Bye.
daughter.
Bye.
She looks like the horse from Secretariat. She looks like